Alrighty, hello and welcome everybody to this fantastic dinosaur match on Arena, Explorer, also legal and Pioneer, this specific deck. Oh, lovely, lovely stuff. If you're wondering why it looks a little bit different with the bottom, this was recorded on my phone. The list, as always, in the description. I always play Dinosaurs, as many of you know, but this one has changed a bit. I'll post the most recent Stampede Dinos list in the description after I finish recording this. A little bit worried. I always try to finish at least one match during my lunch break every day. Sometimes I can squeeze in two. Of course, it did seem quite positive getting that Sunken Citadel and tying again all the ramp, all the big mana to lands. That is certainly very stable. I was actually quite surprised. I thought it would be regular vampires, but I guess nowadays, if you're in vampires, you're doing Sorin, Imperious Bloodlord, and you're doing the Vein Ripper, because that is basically one of the best things you can do. There's not a whole lot you can do to get around it. Ulvenwald Hydra, I mean, if we lived, Ulvenwald possibly blocking the Sheoldred, maybe we could make something happen, but when the first creature you play is so late, chances are the opponent's removal that they likely have in hand, it's going to be used on Ulvenwald Hydra. But if by chance I could have blocked Sheoldred just barely living, I would have got that Ghalta Stampede Tyrant the following turn. I would have smoked him. Big time, big time. Hornet Queen, well, since you'll see with the list in the description, I'm starting off with Hornet Queen and Vorinclex, keeping those 4 copies right there. But the Ulvenwald Hydra, even though you saw it get ahead, lovely, absolutely. You play it on turn 4, you have a Sunken, you grab a second Sunken, and now you can make 8 on turn 5. There might not be a whole lot the opponent can do about it, but Ulvenwald, very good for that point. But Vorinclex, those 2 cards kind of mashed together, they lead to a flooding, a big time flooding, and you might not expect that with 18 lands, but if you play it enough, you will learn that it is absolutely consistent. Turn 1 Thoughtseize, of course, pretty reasonable. We're going to use that Sylvan Scrying, though. I mean, I didn't have any other early plays, but if I could have done various other things, Sylvan Scrying, turn it into a land, protect it against a potential future Thoughtseize. They can't get rid of the Sunken, and now look, I can make 6. Next turn, 7. The turn after that, 8. With the Cavern of Souls. There's not a thing they can do to stop me. Get that insect. I am a little bit worried. I see the blue, so I think counter spells. Very surprising to face off against Dimir vampires, I must say, but I needed to stick all those creatures and not have to worry about a bunch of theirs. Their vampires oftentimes have death touch, but all of mine that I just played have death touch, so we should be able to get the job done here. Stick up the Beanstalk. They don't have a Sheoldred, so might as well take my opportunity to potentially draw a few cards there. But we're going to wait. Play it safe. I'm just going to hold back and block everybody. If I attacked with a few, maybe they would try and kill the ones that were left and then attack because everybody is tapped out. Tyrranax Rex, hey, just keep all the flying things, continue to draw, attack with the Tyrranax Rex, and if the Vein Ripper wants to block it, plus that other thing, fine by me. Fine by me. I thought maybe the Vein Ripper would like to block it, 2 creatures dying, something like that, but they weren't able to trade with an 8/8. No, we're going to get them good. And I think they must have goofed up. When I was trimming up this match, I was scratching my head wondering what did they do? Maybe they had nothing up their sleeve. I got to imagine it was a bit of a goof. Forgetting maybe that those creatures had death touch. I didn't make any changes with the sideboard there, that's why I transitioned right to it. Oh, man, up the Beanstalk. Lovely, lovely stuff. Double up the Beanstalk actually is quite interesting, and prepare yourselves. It's going to get even better in a couple minutes' time, because those few up the Beanstalks are good. 3. I was, well, hey, at least I'm drawing cards. Hoping to... Oh, okay. Hoping to see a Sunken Citadel at some point here. It's certainly getting a little bit rough, but we're getting in range of Ghalta. I knew that eventually the Beanstalks would have to draw something. Something good. One of these days. Although I am a little bit worried about a potential Sheoldred. When you have 2 up the Beanstalks, 3, a Sheoldred lands, and now every creature I play, because every creature in this list has a mana value 5 or greater. Crazy, I know. But when every creature draws a card off up the Beanstalk, it's kind of hard to work around the potential life loss from Sheoldred there. And we're getting kind of low. Oh boy. Oh no. Sunken Citadel. Huh. Now this is a very scary thing. I don't need the Sunken though. I just want creatures. I want up the Beanstalk, that sort of thing. I figure that Regisaur Alpha might survive, but if I am going to survive, it's going to take 2 bodies. It's kind of interesting to see how often you can get flooded with this list. Sylvan Scrying's meaningless. Ulvenwald Hydra as well, which brings me to the Vorinclex point. Vorinclex, at the very least, even though it doesn't put a land onto the battlefield like Ulvenwald does, it does grab 2 lands. That's pretty good. Ugh, a Vein Ripper. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot, what's going to happen? I didn't exactly do the math here, I must admit, but it would have been better to just let that 1/1 token come through. It doesn't matter. Don't count this deck out. It doesn't matter how low you go. Just wait. Be patient. If the opponent hasn't killed you, they haven't won. People might say they win when they play a particular card, but then I do. Yeah, that's right. I actually forgot where I added that clip, but I could have done it in post. I'm just going to post this after it's done. And waiting for... We'll get there eventually.
That is but a taste of our fury. Do you yield?
All right. Take a bite out of that like button. See you next time. Peace.